Um, so without further ado, I think moving into these elemental foundations. And so there are 7 elements that we mentioned, but then there's an 8th, which is quintessence, and we will get to that. And so I want to reiterate that for seekers of truth, teachers, way showers, those who see themselves as guides, healers, those who want to be of service to humanity, voices, activists, students, apprentices of the worldly wisdom, those who want to understand life and the way and the path of healing more deeply, those who really want to facilitate, practitioners, allied health, teachers, literal teachers like school teachers, those who lead in human, like HR, human management, recruitment. This will all be deeply beneficial for you to have a look of like identifying where you are. Are you founded or embodied in these elements? Are these archetypes immature or mature? Are you expressing the shadow or the light? Which you'll have all, but you'll be able to feel and sense it in your being. We've got some inquiry questions for you to ask of yourself, because this is not for us to tell you, it's for you to be honest with yourself about. And what we want this to bring to light is something that's more tangible, something that can help guide us, which in the modern world, because of the way that trainings are done and how many people are waking up or answering that part of them that is always beginning as a restlessness inside, a dissatisfaction with what is in the workplace, in self, and what you're giving and how you're showing up in your relationships. So if you're starting to look towards that restlessness and seek, or whether or not you're well in the mature path of being a messenger, well on your way to like sage energy, teacher energy, master energy, this will still be really useful to have some self-reflection and some honesty about where am I positioned, where can I deepen, where can I expand, where can I grow. And it's only for the long path. This is not the short path. So the very, very bottom of the pyramid is earth. It's the element of earth. The archetype that we have for this, we named the anchor. Think grounded. Like it's the protector of what's important. It's the one who is given trust, deeply, deeply trusted. The tone of it, like if you think of tone, it's rooted, rooted, present, like incredibly present, like a mountain here. The function, don't really like using that word, but makes sense. It's like the function of it is like to be the boundary of support. You hold the frame. You hold the frame of the situation. You hold your nervous system capacity. Your nervous system integrity is not controlled. It's flexible. It's healed. It's malleable. You can move with it. And so it's really about your capacity, right? The shadow aspect of it, rigid, controlled, impenetrable, like not being able to be touched, not being able to be moved, but not because you're rooted and you're grounded, but because you're closed and shut down. So many people who think that they can hold space, they're just shut off, they're disconnected. And it's like, honestly, without this, if you want to facilitate anything, even if you want to facilitate deep, intimate conversations with your children, with your family, with your loved ones, with your work colleagues, let alone facilitate other people moving through thresholds or growth or expansion or walking a path and a journey in their life, you must embody the element of earth. You must be comfortable to stamp your feet on the ground and move something and anchor something and be rooted, not flying off with the fairies all the time.
Oh, totally. And it opens the opportunity, as you said. These are all beautiful things. And then we got to look at that shadow. What stops us from being in that true element of earth and understanding its teachings? our closeness, our rigidity, that sometimes forceful masculine energy that's like do, conquer, become more, I've got it sorted, has a lack of intimacy and also a lack of fertility. It's hard earth, not soft, fertile earth. It's dried up, it's cracked, it's without water. We're talking about out in the desert sort of a human being, that they're solid, yeah, cool. But where's the softness? Where's that plush fertility that new seeds can be planted and we can receive them? They can be held, nourished, and then grow. Yeah. Right? In a barren landscape of somebody who's sturdy and hard and been pushing through their whole life and just getting it done, there's no real intimacy with life or with each other in relation to anything, right? So that's a first point. And that's also what people actually crave for when they're doing too. They're really unknowingly longing for intimacy and connection, but they're so hard, locked up and rigid inside, they don't allow themselves to be influenced by others and also influence others. There's this giving of exchange, right? So right there,
which can only happen in the next layer if you're embodied in a healthy earth.
Exactly. So, foundation must be set. Foundation must be set. Earth must be turned and loosened and fertile in order to welcome that next element.
So the shadow side of this facilitator will shut themselves down to feel steady. So if they're holding space in, it could be a one-on-one situation, and suddenly the person sharing gets so intense in their expression, they're emoting or they're embodying something that is really intense. And the practitioner or the facilitator is like, okay, I have to hold steady. Unconsciously, unless they are really deeply rooted and comfortable in the ground, in the earth, that softness, like that moistened earth, that nourishing, think earth mother, nurturer, deep true tree roots going down and also being connected outwardly, they will disconnect in order to stay steady. They're also going to perform space holding. It's going to be, I see you.
Like clinical.
It'll be clinical.
It's like I'm talking to a wall.
World, even in
there's no wall
world,
where you're not really with me. I want you to be with me.
And there'll also be a level of superiority in space holding. Like, I'm here and I'm facilitating you. I'm facilitating you. I see you. I get it. And then their inquiry, you'll see it. There'll be a level of judgment in it. It's just slight, but there's a little bit of condescending tone to it. The inquiry will be, it will be hard as opposed to helping them open and soften. There won't be a sense of, they will try to create steadiness through control and through it's like hardening, even shutting the other person down, stoic, unresponsive, even like the stoicism, like I'm unaffected. But the safety, it becomes stagnant. So the earth element. And there is much to each of these, like pages to each of the archetypes, but we're just
want to touch on them.
The inquiries that we put in for this one, just to consider, it's like, where do I lose capacity under intensity? And this isn't like, do you? It's where. So if you already thought, oh no, I'm great with intensity, pause. Can you feel in your being, in your body, like, what's your threshold? What's your limit? Do you know your limit? Do you actually know what the edge of your capacity is? What if someone's talking about sexual abuse? What if someone's talking about suicide or rape? What if someone starts talking about politics? What if people talk about the history of Indigenous cultures or colonization? Like, where do you tune out? Where do you tune in? Where do you try to control or take things? Like, what's your actual capacity? Is it a length of time in that position? Is it like a capacity for silence where you always want to be appearing to hold, or you're only comfortable in perceived control, and as soon as that person wants to take it in a different direction, is that your capacity? Is that your limit? Like, do you know your edge? What's your capacity? And just lightly hold this one. It's like, can I be the signal of safety in a disorientated field? So if you're in a room of people and for some reason something has happened, maybe the lights have turned off, or someone's phone rings in the middle of something, or someone has like a moment of a disruption in their expression of some kind at an event, is your system the one where people will magnetically move towards you because you like pulse safety? So just be honest with that. Just think about that.
When people are beside themselves, are you with yourself, or are you beside yourself with them?
Yeah.
Huh? That's our little cue.
Yeah. That's you, Curtis Liner. Genius.